So the next question I guess I had for you is what makes New Holland so unique in the cattle industry?
When you look at our hay and forage equipment, no one else bales more hay in a day than New Holland. Given our heritage and our history in haymaking, and the product lines have really advanced over the years to become the gold standard of haymaking equipment. We recognize that, we take customer input into our product development, apply that, and really take pride in that input in producing quality products that help our producers, whether they be cattlemen, be more profitable in their operations and make sure that they're maximizing that feed for their animals.
Let's go to an email question that came in earlier today, and we had a lady from Nebraska, Ann, write in and ask, I'm considering baling corn stalks for the first time, have a regular dry hay baler. Will I be able to bale stalks? What do you think?
Yeah, and the answer to that is yes. There's some things you could do with your round baler when you order a round baler, like add on a 5-bar pickup in the case of a specialty crop New Holland baler. Some other things that you can have on your baler would be an expeller roll that goes underneath the tailgate to keep trash from building up inside the baler in dry conditions. Raking a windrow that's the full width of the pickup gives you a nice bale. So those are some of the things that you could do.
Another question from email. Clinton emailed us from Iowa. He said, what are the benefits of endless belts? I know they cost more, trying to decide whether or not it's worth it or not. So what would you tell Clinton?
Well, Clinton would benefit from having less maintenance because the belts don't stretch. Typically with endless belts, they're going to shrink a little bit, where laced belts would stretch, which by rights, you're supposed to be taking those lacings apart, laying them down on the floor, cutting those belts to length each year.
Wow.
And also replacing the lacings as well as the cables. So with endless, you don't have any of that maintenance. They track truer. It's an easier belt to just basically maintain.
If I can add that the endless belts are also stronger. That weakest part of the link of the belt is actually at the lacing. So there's more stress in that area where they're laced, formed together and stuff. Our endless belts are backed with a 3-year, 15,000 bale bonded protection. Wow. That just really reinforces the strength and durability in those belts.
So it really is about more uptime. Is that right?
For sure.
Yeah. Had a fellow from Wyoming, Sam, wrote us. He said, I've noticed that many new tractors are 4-wheel drive. Do you have any 2-wheel drive tractor options? I've noticed the same thing.
Yes, we have 2-wheel drive tractors available in our lineup, predominantly less than 100 horsepower. The T4, the TS6 series tractors all have 2-wheel drive options available for haying or for those customers that are in terrain that doesn't require front-wheel drive assist from that standpoint. It's becoming less of a take rate or less popular, but there's still certain areas of the country that they're sold more so than front-wheel drive tractors. Good question.
Yeah, that is an interesting question. You know, there's been a lot of advances in farm machinery, and I've noticed it as I've looked at the equipment there at the trade show every year. What would be 2 or 3 of the most recent advances that you think our viewers might be interested in?
I guess probably at the top of my list would be our roll belt round balers. When you look at the increase of 20% more capacity over our prior BR 7000 series, really providing more capacity for that producer through the changes in the pickup design, the way it is feeding. Our self-propelled windrowers continue to evolve as well in terms of incorporating auto guidance as available as an option, utilizing technology, helping to reduce operator fatigue, providing more precision in the cutting standpoint. Our disc bind, disc mower conditioners continue to advance in terms of the cutter bar technology with less maintenance required on those, and also better serviceability when they do come in contact with a foreign object, and really making it easier. We recognize that many of the producers are looking to be able to accomplish more in a day, and trying to utilize technology and advancements with that and providing better reliability and better durability in our equipment.
Yeah, I want to dig a little deeper into a couple of the technologies you've mentioned just a little later, but right now it sounds like we have our first caller on the line. Sandy's calling us from Idaho. Sandy, thanks for calling.
Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I was just wondering, what types of things should I think about when I'm hooking my baler up to my tractor?
Say that again?
what types of things should I be thinking about when I'm hooking up my baler to my tractor?
Yeah, hooking up balers to tractors. So from a safety standpoint, go ahead.
Sure. Some of the things, if we bought a new round baler and hooking it up to the tractor I've had, our wheel stance as far as width is probably okay, but maybe you bought a wide pickup instead of a narrow pickup, so maybe we need to reanalyze whether the rear wheels and front wheels are wide enough to not drive over the windrow.
Gotcha.
Some of the other things you want to take a look at is making sure that the angle of the PTO from the front cross to the rear cross is split roughly 50-50. So you have an offset drawbar that you can adjust. Most balers will have a clevis in the front that you can adjust up and down.
Sure.
So you want to make sure you raise the baler up as much as you can, because the last thing you want is a hitch pin grabbing a hold of crop and then spitting off slugs that are going into the baler and making it not feed really uniformly. So getting a hitch pin that's the same length as the width of the clevis is very important as well.
That's good. And I think we have another caller. Jim is calling us from Michigan. Jim, things turn into spring. How are you tonight?
Oh, better than nothing. How are you?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I've got a round baler, a BR 740. It works really good. I put some extra wheels on the pickup table, and that helped it. But I get so much shaft on it. It takes me over a half hour. There's so many little places on it to blow out. Do you have any good answers?
Some of the things that we can do there would be, I don't know if you have an opportunity to bale wetter moisture materials. Is this a crop cutter by chance or a silage special?
Still with us, Jim? He may have,
that would be an opportunity for us. Trying to rake more material together into a windrow so that we maintain our moisture longer as we're baling throughout the day or however long we would be baling. Trying to reduce the amount of crop that's getting broken apart because we're probably baling, drier conditions.
And it's probably a good point. I mean, talk a little bit about your local dealers and kind of the support that some of those folks can give in an issue like this.
Certainly. Also adjusting your wind guard and making sure your wind guard's down tight against your pickup tines and not flipping way up. That way crop is optimally being fed into the pickup and not boiling up in front of the pickup. That would help reduce it as well.
Very good. I think Jim is with us next from Louisiana, I'm told. Jim? Jim, are you with us?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead with your question, Jim.
My name is James.
James, okay, sorry about that.
That's all right, okay. My question is, I have a TN75 I bought used. I've been using it to move hay with a front end loader and the back lift arms. Everything's fine. Yesterday I was in the hay field, hooked up my hay rake, plugged in the hydraulic, and it shut down my whole hydraulic system. I don't have I can't lift the arms on my rake, and neither will my front end loader move.
Any troubleshooting, gentlemen?
Well, if I may, one of the simplest things that I guess I've encountered in similar situations, we do a lot of farm show setup. And in those kind of instances, we're always hooking and unhooking this brand new pieces of machinery. And at times, it can draw down the hydraulic reservoir on the tractor. And if the hydraulic reservoir is low, generally the first sign is the 3-point hitch won't go up all the way. And it progressively gets worse the more oil we take out of there. So the first thing I would look at to keep it simple is simply the amount of hydraulic oil available to the tractor to activate those functions.
Okay. Any other thoughts for James?
Another easy check would be to take your hydraulic filter off and put a new filter on just in case we're reaching the filter bypass.
Okay.
That would be an easy check. The other thing you could do is cut that filter in half and let's see if there's any metal flakes in it. That tractor had an open center hydraulic system.
Okay.
So that'd be the first thing I would check. Check the reservoir like Jordan had said. After that, you're probably going to need to grab a repair manual because there'll be pressure checks. Possibly a pressure check could have a broken spring or a piece of metal that may have gotten into it, not allowing it to build pressure.
Sure.
So you got to have flow first, and then if you have valving, you have pressure. So that's how you would attack that.
Hope that helps, James. Yeah, go ahead.
But that's something that his local New Holland dealer could help him troubleshoot and make that repair as well from that. I mean, checking some of the basics as far as fluid levels and changing out the filter, something that the operator can do, and then referring them back to the local New Holland dealer.
That's good. James, thanks for your question. We're going to head to break now, but if you'd like more information on any of our topics tonight, you can find out more at the website newholland.com, or watch video replays of our show and story anytime. You can do that at our website, and that's cattleman2cattleman.org. We have a lot more discussion ahead tonight and time for your questions. Now, don't forget, it's a great time to join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. It's easy to do. Plus, we'll tell you about New Holland member incentives. To join NCBA, just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit our website, that's beefusa.org.